That's www.poetrybay.com. Poetryvlog.com. I'm working with Michael Port Jefferson. He used to have Good Times Books, and now that he's retired, we're doing a poetry video blog with Long Island poets and New York poets. Come to the other end of Route 110. The third Friday of every month, you'll see me at the bar. Come to the Bowery Poetry Club the third Thursday of every month at 6:30, and I've got a gig there, so a lot of things going on. Today I'm very pleased to present you some material that's developed not just as a result of having been at Camp Casey, but to a large extent that galvanized me to do some work in peace poetry and poetry reflective of the politics and the social conditions of our time. So I'll just get right on it. Start with the poem, Ecstatic State Building. What this country needs is a skyscraper that will scrape all the lies away. We don't need another Empire State Building. We need an ecstasy building. A building with big picture windows so that every man, woman, and child can see how big and how beautiful America really is. The man who's been locked out of the secret pharmacy. The woman who's been locked out of secret Shangri-La. The children who've been locked up in the secret basement of their parents' discontent. What this country needs is a skyscraper that will scrape all the money away. All the hatred, all the greed, all the war, so that every man, woman, and child can look right out and see the original America. America the ecstatic, America the hopeful, America the sexy, and the big and the bright. America drunk with marsh gases and pussy willows. America happy as silver ribbons of spring water. America loud as waterfalls, talkative as mountaintops, rich as uranium mines, stupid as iron ore, burbling around like moths in a wild man's hair. America with its face on fire, laughing into the sun. America, big lips, wide shoulders. America steady with raindrops. America cheeks wearing a 3-day growth of pine. It'll have to be a big building, of course. It'll have to be a very big building, but this is a country of big people. A country of big-hearted people. People with big hands, big ambitions, big hope, big bridges, big appetite, big friendship, big churches, big closets, big bagels, big baseball, sandlot baseball, big potato salad. If there's any country that can do it, we can do it. Thank you. You, an admiral who sails my biological soup. You, a corporal who tramples across my chemical plate. You, a flyboy who circles my circus tent shouting pinpoint instructions to the blind bombardier. I have not laid my head on the hard ground like that, or felt the morning rise up like the belly of a sweating bear. You, a captain about to grasp the world in a death hug. You, a deckhand, lips trembling in the saline undertow of a glacial ocean. Myself, I have not been where you have been. But I pull the unplanned branches of your memory back. I tear at the snapping leather of your green budding boots. You, an artilleryman, your hands cradling seed. You, a great submariner, stalled in the silence of polar sea. Myself, I have not been where you have been, or smelled the blood and mustard of your deepest currents, but I turn back the gauze of your bayonets and wildness, and your cluster of bombs held like dead flowers in a child's shaking hand. You, the cavalryman, trotting on your rain-swept horse. You, the general, plotting imaginary night. The boot is on the other foot. War clouds gather around your bed like vengeful dreams. You in the cockpit. You in the tank. You in a trench of broken bones and glass. You, a radio man, your eyes glowing with rare and poisonous gases. I have not laid my helmet on the rock of your war machinery, or tasted the shouts welling up in the throat of your endless killing. You, the president's teeth, having rotted as you schemed and schemed. You, the Grand Marshal, having kissed sweat from the lair of bedbugs. You, the generalissimo pants torn through with pine cones from the low country. You, the foot soldier, racing home to your wife or dog or children. You, the cabinet minister, consorting with your succession of decapitated lovers. I have not been where you have been, or bathed in the stream of your madness. No one has been where you have been and recorded the murderous sobbing. Not even you have been where you have been and lived to tell about it, but I kiss away the stung silk of your minefields and stupid bullets. I strip away your tangled web of wire and limbs and fear and duty, and when they pour you into your grave like a child returning to its mother, I will pour salve on the torn claws of your official innocence.
Go ahead.
Allen Ginsberg wrote a poem called American Change. So I wrote a poem called The Faces on Money. The faces on money. This one ground from the bones of slavers. This one sleeping with the devil's wife. That one with tongue of horse leather. This one big, unsmiling and wise. That one pale with gun and claymore. That one tall in the malarial trench. This one tipping continents over. This one smoking among the buffalo. This one a steam shovel on the open prairie. This one with his fingers spread wide. This one a saddle in the mouth of mountains. That one a teepee in his astrological mind. That one with his lightning grin. That one hiding among the blue bare fields. That one lost in a Mississippi swamp. This one drinking blood and gin. This one his face pitted with pox. This one nobody would bend over for. This one tucked in a G-string. This one blind and rubbed for luck. That one with his voice like static. That one caught in honey like flies. That one his heart is ether. That one his teeth are fences. This one his words are twisters. This one his promises are mines. So much folding money. Oh, the silver rain. This one falls from our pockets so fast we ought to cover the earth with our blankets. We ought to measure the earth with our compasses. Where that one sleeps in his murder canoe. Fold them. Tear them. Eat them. Stamp them in gold. These faces that appear on money. Place them on a dead man's eyes. There's two poems that I like to think were kind of kicked off on this thing. One was on the Poets Against the War website. Incident in a Rose Garden. This was in response to when the poets first decided not to show up at Laura Bush's little event in the Rose Garden. Incident in a Rose Garden. Innocence and murder and pride sat around in the garden. They were contemplating all the green money falling like birds out of the beautiful sky. What a paint pot, said Pride. There's enough currency to wallpaper heaven. He began to stick 20s on a rose bush. Looked like a terrible toupee. Innocent said nothing. Glue and feathers were stuck to her eyes. She chewed on a bone so long we all thought the universe was going to crack open. Why the long face? Asked Murder. He reached for the nearest pair of scissors with his long, transparent hands. Let's make some news, said Murder, and he went up into the sky and he poked a perfectly round hole into the perfectly green cloud. No more beautiful sky. Out of the hole poured oil. And this one, I actually wrote this one in the year 2000. I consider this one prophetic. A homegrown. Couldn't believe I wrote this. Holding the planet loosely in one hand, he lifts up the other, shields his eye from the lights. Thanking everybody and everything just like he's supposed to. The truth is, all he wants to do is reach back into his jeans pocket, or a snuff box. More than anything else in this here world. No time for dip, but he's got that hankering again, no denying it. His handlers watch him carefully. They've warned him about those itchy fingers, that sly grin. Listen, you just gotta fight the urge to say, damn everything, boys. Let's go get us some homegrown. They keep on telling him, but his attention is on action. Swinging his hand up easy, like he wants to say hi to the cameras. Careful with that globe, cowboy. Don't you know it was a gift from your mama? And here's a prayer in time of American war. Nice President, show us your shoe. Let the tender ball of your mercy descend on the palms of our enemies like an exploding Chinese lantern. Foster father, man of action, determination scripts your face. Grinning pumpkin, defender of dreams, chaser of ambulances, cock of the American dawn, precisely bursting over another tigress dawn. I hear you writing messages in the silent dark. I smell the fear you instill in the children of the wicked. I see you mount wild gobbling jungles, chickens and ghosts. Fling your power, the anger which haunts us from Bangkok to Beirut, arising in the follicle and fate of antiquated superstition. Nothing. It all means nothing in the face of your righteousness. Spare us the heat of jarred plains, the rocky desert of lost civilizations, dear President, nice and good President. Lay bare the claw of your panther paws on the wicked. You wipe away the unwilling lips of infidels and parasites. You penetrate the bunker of false doctrine with perfectly timed ordinance. Oh, you are a nice and good President who has tongues to say, rain follows thunder, peace follows the nightstick. Don't say nothing to the driver when the bus is in motion. We will go down like Dixie Chicks, like aerial bombardment, like 250,000 shards of glass. We will fall and follow the tipped boulder you have shaken from its promontory into the void. The ambulance of freedom knows no religion nor political stripe. We read our operating instructions by the brilliant light of duty on the littered highway. Dear President, good, nice President. I know an emergency vehicle when I see one. I will pull aside and let the rescue operations proceed. I will instruct my children to stay indoors, to count the moments between bomb bursts, to worship the all-clear signal which resounds from minarets of Methodist steeple. My President, my good, my nice, my good, my disemboweled, my presidential, the women of the world stand idly by, trembling curtained window boxes, the faces of the children reflected in the green glass of your televised nightmare. Your power, your money inspires nations. Dozens join your conspiracy of the willing. Hundreds hear the voice of your soldiers on the street corners. Thousands exhort the doubtful to praise you and the benefits of free speech. All praise to you, good President, nice President, good, nice, wonderful, smiling President, man of Texas, watcher over the citizens of the world, many of whom voted for you. Lead us in prayer, lead us in missiles, lead us in mercy, lead us in manhood and blood. We the people lift up our countenances. We the people drink from your victorious blood. I wrote that day, a week before I was named Suffolk County Poet Laureate, and a reporter for the New York Times who happened to catch that poem said, tell you what, you read that before the Suffolk County legislature, that'll be your last official act. I'm looking for 20 minutes here, so I'll read about 3 more poems. This is a poem that I read in Crawford, Texas. I read it for some issue. The ones we don't forget. This one would not paddle a boat. This one would not bait a hook. This one slept on the side of a mountain. This one swam in a Minnesota lake. This one grew as tall as a cornfield. This one traveled to New Orleans. This one had the arms of a blacksmith. This one's hair was thick as smoke. These trained loads of young men, these trained loads of young women, these trained loads of young women, these trained loads of young men. This one sat on a porch for hours. This one ate like an alligator. This one cried over algebra. This one laughed in the Oklahoma rain. I cannot spell this out more clearly. I cannot be more precise than this. This one died for no reason. This one died for a friend. This one died in an alleyway. This one's childhood came to an end. These are the ones we don't forget. These are the ones we will remember. We sing their names like trumpets. We sing their names like 10-penny nails. We sing their names like fountains. We sing their names like graves from New York and Texas and California to Mississippi and Oregon and Florida and Maine. Let the ocean support them on its watery shoulders. Let the sky carry them on its windy hips. Like the first woman to cross the face of the earth as they cross over the line of battle from your war to our peace. And I'll conclude my 20-minute session with you. It's called Go Like Woven. Sometimes I wonder why it feels like I'm the only sunny day that I know. Anyhow, this is America. All the bright day long, dogwoods unravel before my eyes. Bees like yo-yo trees attack the sun. There are peepers down at the pond. Someone wearing black clothes and is comforting someone like a frog quoting scripture near an old rock. When a nation has dirty hands, it smears everything it touches. When a nation is up all night, it gets cranky. It will feed on anything it can find, including the fears and the appetites of the weak. Sometimes the president will get out of hand and blame it on the weather. The clouds have exceptional needs, he said. The rainfall is incredibly dangerous. This is one crazy country, a ruffian of unwarranted powers. Sometimes it will plant peace into the brains of the people, like yellow roses. Other times it will plant you face first into the window box of war. America, just because it is possible to cowboy your big red barn through the neighbor's living room, that does not mean it is right or proper to do so. When I see you misbehaving like this, America, I want to go like women. I want to roar like angels out of your tonsorial dawn. Thank you very much. Thank you, Chris.
Tell us a little bit more about all of your publishing enterprises. And you've done so much over the years to promote poetry around Long Island. I'd like you to just share with me some of the ongoing work that you do.
A lot of people, I have a lot of good friends here from the poetry community, so short of boring them with that, I'll tell you very briefly that when I came back to Huntington after 20 years abroad. In 1988, put a lot of community organizing skills that I had developed and learned in public health to the field of poetry, the community poetry here on Long Island. So from 88, I guess about 15 years worth, put together different sorts of venues, the Long Island Quarterly Magazine, the Barn, with some other people. And I started publishing and providing publishing opportunities and venues for people. That went on for about 15 years. We really have a great community of poets here on Long Island. Amazingly so. We have people coming from outside of Long Island to see what's happening here, to perform with us, and they go back really impressed. And now that I've got a venue in New York City, I can thread some Long Islanders into New York City and have them meet up with people that are coming from San Francisco or from Greece or Italy or England or various places around the world. As they thread through Long Island and through New York, we thread with them. Because there's a great communal, little d democratic thing going on, which is possible to achieve if you put your ego aside and just join with other people to perform this wonderful act of poetry and sharing poetry. So I'm doing that in any number of ways. Next month I'll be at the San Francisco Beat Museum, then up to Oregon. In July I'll be at the Woody Guthrie Festival, my 4th year there. Each year I do the Brandstock, which is a fantastic event in West Islip. To Cleveland I did a festival for Kenneth Rexroth. So it just goes on and on. It's a big world, but it's as small as we make it. It's something we can really share together. So I'm happy to do that with everybody here, and I hope to be able to do that for many more years. So thank you for your support.